Okay, so it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've talked into a microphone at a camera. Um, I don't even remember when the last time I did just a general update thing was, but hello. It is 6:33 p.m. on the 13th of April, 2025. Quite a lot of stuff has happened. Okay, don't kick the table. Quite a lot of stuff has happened since whenever it was that I last uploaded. Not uploaded because at the moment most of them are just unlisted. Um, but let me check. Let me check when the last time I made a general update was. Not talking about cosplay, right? I don't even know. January, the 8th of January, right? What I mean, there have been things that have happened since then. Um, Firstly, I submitted my dissertation on the 4th of April, um, which was the day it was due. I rushed it. I'll just be honest. I rushed it. I procrastinated far too long throughout the whole year, and I got to like the last couple months, like a month and a half, and that's when I like actually started to do work on it, like properly started to do work on it. And it was really tough. Um, but that's my fault. I should have been doing it throughout the year, and I just flipping didn't. So it's probably not as good as it could be. Um, there's probably things I wanted to include that I didn't. Um, it was on cultural appropriation and black music, and how like black people, music made by black people inspires a lot of other genres. Inspires a lot of other genres, and also gets performed by white people, and all of that in juxtaposition with, I love that word, with how black people are treated. Like look at Korea, for example. So much K-pop is like influenced by hip hop, right? But in places like Hongdae, you've got, I don't know if I said that right, but you've got like clubs and stuff not letting in black people because Korea doesn't have um the country just doesn't have anti-race discrimination laws. So that kind of stuff can just happen. They can just be like, no blacks, no foreigners or anything like that. So, um, and they also spoke about rock and roll and how they got Elvis, a little bit about hip hop and rap, gangster rap, flipping how you know there's like stuff I've forgotten. I probably should have just done the whole thing on Korea. I could have written a lot about Korea. Um, yeah, and like authenticity, like what makes authentic rap or authentic rock and roll, um, cultural appropriation, explaining what that is, and all of that. That's what my dissertation was about. I didn't spend long enough on it. It's kind of rushed. The final version I submitted was submitted at 3:29 p.m. It was due at 3:30 p.m. So I was kind of cutting it close. Someone else on my course submitted it at 3:30, and they had to like go and email someone and be like it was on time actually, so they don't get a late submission. Um, but yeah, that's that. I submitted that. I also have a girlfriend now. Her name's Amy. She's lovely. At this point, we've been together for 2 months and 5 days, and it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Um, that's kind of the main stuff that's happened. Um, what's on my mind right now is I'm working on a new EP, um, music stuff. So first there was, well, I don't know which came first exactly, but you had the Makoto EP, then you've got 2 a.m. Self Care, And then like I've done a few collections on YouTube, but like I don't. Those aren't EPs to me. Those are just like collections that I uploaded to YouTube for the sake of uploading to YouTube. I didn't properly like release them as an EP. Makoto still hasn't been released because there's so many samples that I need to take out. Which in Green and Pink, which is the fifth track, easy, right? Jupiter, which is the first track, easy, right? Um, Rock Nice, which is the third track, not so easy because I have to go into my iPad and edit edit the samples out, which I can't do because I can't export the song because there's not enough space on the iPad. Some songs I can export, but once I download the files for Rock Nice, I could try that. Once I download the files for Rock Nice, then there's not enough space on the iPad to export because you need space to export for whatever reason. Although I could just get the sections that I'd need to replace and just like edit it in like a BandLab or something, just slap them on there. So that's one thing I could do. Night Shift is like the only completely clean song because that was like totally no samples whatsoever. Night Shift is the fourth track, by the way. And then Blah Blah Blah, the second track. Let me check that. I'm pretty sure Blah 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 is the second track. It is the second track. I can't release that song. That song is entirely comprised of other songs. Like it's all samples, which I would need to clear, which I do not have the capability to do. So I just can't release that one on Spotify. That's got to be like only on YouTube. I don't know why I haven't released a full EP on YouTube yet. Anyway, there's Makoto, which I started work on ages ago. It's got not a bunch, but you know, a few songs that didn't make it on there. Like Makoto. Ah, like the title track, Makoto, right? I cut that for well, the song was dedicated to a person who ended up not being that great of a person, so I was like, I don't want to include this on the album, on the EP. Then there was Mizuno, which was originally supposed to be the third track, I believe. I can't remember what the old order is with like Makoto included, but Mizuno was supposed to be on Makoto. But I cut it and eventually put it into 2am Self-Care. I don't know if the idea for 2am Self-Care was already there before I'd taken Mizuno out of Makoto, but Mizuno is like, that's for me, that's the main track of 2am Self-Care, even though there is a track called 2am Self-Care. And there's New Waters, which was 2022. It was one of the first tracks that it was one of the first things that I made in BandLab, which is why it's called New Waters. And it was also supposed to replace Mizuno, which is also why it's called New Waters. I wasn't happy with it. The whole gimmick of that song was that it was supposed to be made entirely on my phone. But either I just lost interest in making it, or I wasn't happy with it, or both. So I axed it from Makoto. Yeah, that's Makoto. Gosh, why am I talking so long about music? Because I'm getting there, right? 2am Self-Care. How many songs on that? There's 4 songs on 2am Self-Care, I believe. Yeah, 2am Self-Care, Mizuno, Give Me Space, banger, and Billion Over. Not much to talk about here. On the release for 2am Self-Care, Mizuno's there's just like a 10-second chunk that's missing. I don't know how that happened, but there's just a chunk of 10 seconds missing in the official Spotify release, and I don't know how to correct it, so it's just like that. Um, then what else was there? Oh, okay, there was kind of Jet Fuel Jam. This is a weird one. There's two songs. No, there's three songs. One of them is Give Me Space, which was already in 2 a.m. Self Care, because it just kind of had the same feel as the other songs. The other songs are Jet Fuel Jam and Speculate 2003. Speculate 2003 is one of the best things I have ever made in my entire life. Um, it is fantastic. It's supposed to be reminiscent of Hideki Naganuma's style, who made the soundtrack for Jet Fuel Jam. No, he didn't make the soundtrack for Jet Fuel Jam. I did that. He did the soundtrack for Jet Set Radio and Sonic Rush, which is one of the best soundtracks ever. So, I tried to emulate that style with Speculate 2003. It turns out to be one of the best things I've ever made, along with like Green and Pink. And Jet Fuel Jam is, I flip flop between how I feel about Jet Fuel Jam. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this is really good. Sometimes I'm like, this is kind of a disappointment. But it's good. It's good. I mean, Jet Fuel Jam, the track. Yeah. And then there's the one I'm working on at the moment, called, working title, Paper Girl. What I want to do with this is, I don't know exactly how to describe the feel. With the other ones, you could probably shortly describe the feel of it. I'm not really sure how to do it with this one because it's still a work in progress. It's called Paper Girl. There's 4 tracks. Prototypewriter, Back and Forth, I Have Faith in You, or Author, and Paper Girl. Paper Girl doesn't exist yet. Haven't started on it. Prototypewriter, I've started. Back and Forth, I've started. I Have Faith in You / Author, I have nearly finished. I don't know what it's quite different from how the others sound, how Prototypewriter and Back and Forth sound. So I don't know if I'll include it at all. I might. I like it. I like it. I don't know if I'll end up including it. I made an intermission for some reason. I just thought it was kind of cool. It's called Turn the Page. It's a very short track. It's only 37 seconds. Or I might just call it like chapter break or something. Yeah, that's that. The album cover, I want to make myself, like, I guess from scratch, using paper and card, and then scan it, and then that's the album cover. I want it to be, I want it to be sort of creative like that. There's gonna be a character on the front called Paper Girl. I'm currently trying to design her, and it's really tricky. I've kind of got her outfit down, but her hair, I don't know what her hair is gonna look like. I could probably just edit it in. These are the designs I have for Paper Girl. So that's that. I don't know what else has been going on in my life. It's been a while since I've been musically creative, mainly because of my dissertation. It's raining at the moment. How could I forget? I did more filming with Benjamin. I did more Star Wars filming with Benjamin. The Traitor. This film, this short film is about, it's at the end of Space Shenanigans. It's Jet's death. So Chase has gone off to find the temple that he's looking for. Axis and Nyla have been flipping doing whatever for like 6 months, training and all of that, character development. I can't explain all of it, but yeah. They get they become best bros, basically best buddies. Um, and then right at the end, uh, Raven and Jet manage to find them. They found these Force users that they're looking for. Um, a fight ensues. Jet dies eventually. I kill Jet. Axis kills Jet, and then Raven basically takes Isla hostage, and Axis is like, "Yo, could you not like kill her?" And then Raven's like, "I mean, if you just tell me where the flippy is, right, then I won't slash her head off." Oh, but we don't know where he is. Beep beep. Communication device goes off. It's Chase. He's found the temple. Um, I'm sending you the coordinates, and then the film. They're like, okay, cool, follow me, just let her go, follow me, and then the film ends. I explained it very badly, but that's basically what happens. It was The shoot was interesting. Um, so it was people on camera were me, Benjamin as Jet, Raven, no, sorry, Angeli as Isla, and Nama as Raven. I'd never met Nama before the shoot. She was Benjamin and Johnny's friend from a camp. Jet was in a mask so that he could be played by both Benjamin and Johnny. The face would be played by Johnny. The choreography would be done by Benjamin behind the mask. Because Jet needs to be like, he's insane with a lightsaber, and Johnny does not have the ability to do that, as far as I'm aware. So we slapped a mask on him to be like, okay, me and Benjamin can duke it out, as we normally do. But you can't see that it's Benjamin because it's not supposed to be a character played by Benjamin. Yeah, the shoot was interesting. It was a night shoot, which meant it was dark. We were shooting in a forest, by the way, because all Star Wars fan films have to be shot in a forest because it's like the most realistic. It's a Star Wars. Like you imagine Endor, right? That is the most easily accessible Star Wars looking location. A forest. You just say that it's taking place on like Endor or something. Yeah, something like that. It was dark. It was raining a bit, so it was wet, and it was cold, and it was muddy. There were ups and downs. It was a bumpy shoot, but we got through it. In the end, we didn't even get to shoot the proper fight between me and Benjamin. Who's calling me? Quaku's calling me. Give me a second. I was talking about Star Wars. Yeah, shoot was tough. It was, it was. Oh, Ben was producing. Ben Tivey was producing. Yeah, it was just the next evolution of the lightsaber fight that me and Benjamin do every couple years. You had one from 2017 in the garden, 2019 on Boys and Girls in the House, 2021 with the Neo Jedi, 2023 technically with Garden Fight Remake. 2019 one was never released. There were a few clips of it out there, but it was never released. And when I say a few clips, I mean like Spinny Spinny or Samuel L. Jackson. And then 2025 is The Traitor. It was cool to play Axis for the first time. It was cool to see the characters that we wrote come to life. Like I was Axis, Angeli was Isla, and she did a pretty good job. Nama was Raven, and she did a really good job. Like Raven is such a cool flipping character, and seeing Raven in the flesh was surreal. Like it's insane. So yes, that was cool. All of the footage is on YouTube, not like publicly available. Benjamin just gave me he uploaded it to YouTube and gave me the link, so I can go back and watch all of the uncut footage, which is really cool. I asked him especially to do that. That there were complications with the whole shoot. But we got it done. We still have our fight scene to shoot and some bits with Johnny. Like we shot some temp stuff. But that's like, to be more consistent with the rest of the shoot, we'd have to do it again. And there might be some like makeup or something as well. Because Jet's supposed to have a scar for some reason. But yeah. That was fun. Designing costumes was something. Raven's costume is the coolest. Axis's costume was okay. There were a couple of designs that we had that we were like, we can use this for a different part of the story. Isla's, initially we shot with Angela wearing a jacket, like a beige jacket. And then we were like, take it off. And then we gave her some arm wraps. And it looked way better. Like, way better. But yeah. That's what's going on. I'm going to Nottingham tomorrow with Amy for a week, for Easter, and then I'll come back Sunday. Today is Sunday. I'll come back to Winchester Sunday, and I'll go back to London Monday. My family doesn't know that, so I'm sure it'll be a nice surprise. I told them, I'm not coming back until May. Psych. I'm here for Easter. Well, Easter Monday at the very least. So hopefully that'll be a nice surprise. I still got 3 more assignments to do. One of them's an exam. One of them has a collage, and then one of them is for a module that I've hardly gone to because I don't really like the lecturer. Comic-Con, right? So what's happening this Comic-Con in May, at the end of May next month? Ben's got a 3-day ticket, which is cool. You got a weekend ticket, so he's going Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going Saturday, but it's a general ticket this time. Kay is going. Freddie and Charlie are going. I think that's it. I think that's all of us that are going. On Saturday, I believe Ben is going as Prowler. I hope to go as Miles. Ideally, Ben's also working on a Into the Spider-Verse Miles face show. For me, hopefully I can get a decent Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man suit before Comic-Con. If not, I will probably just have to go as casual Miles. Like, I can't. I don't know. I did repeat a cosplay for October 2024. I went as Joseph again, who I went as in May 2023, I believe. Yes. Yeah. So if I can't go as Spider-Man, I'll just go as casual Miles because I have the jersey. The jersey is somewhere. I got 2 jerseys. One of them has 24 on the back. So I was like, can you fix that, please? And they're like, sure. And then I got one that says 42 on the back. It says Morales on the back instead of Sham God because I wanted it to be a little more recognizable as Miles Morales and not like 100% accurate. So I took a creative liberty with that. Yeah, so I'll just go as casual Miles. With the flipping, I don't have a pair of actual like next chapter Jordan ones because they're flipping expensive. But yeah, that's the plan. So if I do go as casual Miles, I will basically just be Ben's photographer, I think, because I'm not going to be asked for any photos because no one will recognize that outfit. If I went as like Spider-Man, obviously I'd be asked for photos. more than I would if I went as like a casual Miles. Um, but you know, going as casual Miles, I will already accept that. So like no issues. I'll just completely take on the photographer role, and I'm perfectly happy to do that because Ben's Prowler cosplay is freaking sick. Can't remember exactly what recent work he's done on it, but um, oh, I think he got a new pair of trousers for it. Yeah, I don't know when he's gonna add the bags, the utility bags, but yeah. Oh, and the elbow and knee pads as well. He's still working on it, and the collar. Gosh, he's still working on it. Um, that was like a that the first time we went was like a year ago. We went as Prowler and Spider Man in May, 2024. So that was cool. Um, I've applied for. Well, not applied for. I'm in the process of the application. PGCE, doing teacher training. 'Cause that's what I want to do. So hopefully I'll be in Winchester for another year. Um, training to be a teacher, and then as soon as I'm done, start teaching, and then that's my profession. So that's what's going on with me. What's going on with you? I'm not expecting an answer because I'm talking to myself in like 30 years time. But yeah, what's going on, bro? Uh huh. Okay.